Good evening, everybody. We are back for another stream. This is your Leeds Ladies Live. Tonight we're getting into a bit of FFP regarding Nottingham Forest, Everton and Leicester City. Make sure we're smashing like on this video, subscribing to the channel if we're new, hitting that notification bell. You know it makes sense. How are we doing, Rennie?
Great. How are you doing, Jess?
Yeah, I'm good. Really good, actually. Really good. Looking forward to this one. Be nice to hear you and Kel's take on this one. I'm really looking forward to this stream.
I've been doing my homework, so I'm ready to go.
I know this. You two are going to show me up tonight. I'm just taking a back seat. I'm doing a collar tonight and hiding somewhere. How are we doing, Kels?
I'm fine, Jess. Thank you for asking. Your leg getting any better?
Still sore, still swollen, but we live to fight another day. Dialysis all good today, yeah, Kels?
Yeah, fine.
Any news on the job from Rennie?
Yeah, I had to go and get an ID card made today, so it looks like it's going through. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, smash a light for Rennie. Beautiful there. Fireworks are going for you. Big up to Rennie. Nice one. All right, get through a few comments and then we'll dig into this FFP. Hey up, Jordan. How we doing, mate? Really enjoyed that stream with today, lad. Something a little bit different, but really enjoyed it. Make sure we check that stream out as well. Go over and subscribe to Jordan LFC. Sorry, I was over there earlier doing a stream with him. Big up to Jordan for joining us tonight. Hey up, Jules. How we doing? Yeah, absolutely. Condolences go out to Kate Middleton with what's come out today with cancer and that. Yeah, shit news, man. The media don't make it any better, but yeah, big up to.
Leave her alone now. For a while.
You shouldn't have even need to come out and say it though, Kel, should she? End it there. Yeah, she's not been seen in the public eye, so what does that? Oh no, they've killed her off now and all this. Look, some things should be left for your private life. She had to. That was so forced today. She looks awful. She looks so poorly. That shouldn't need to be aired, should it, Kels? You have a right to a private life.
It's terrible. She looked upset throughout the whole thing, which is understandable.
Hey, Miss Melina, how we doing? Make sure we're checking this lady out over at the Arsenal as well. Really good channel on the road to 8,000 subscribers. So make sure we go over and check this lady out as well. Tracy will be out buying a new bed. Tracy, you're you want to get the glasses changed, dearie me. It does say Tracy, doesn't it? Ain't me?
Yeah. It does say Tracy.
I know, seen that, Jordan. It's good. Big up to Stu. How we doing, mate? Hope you're feeling a bit better. I did try and give you a bell today, mate, but you didn't answer. But hope you're all right, mate. Yeah, it's the ladies tonight. The ladies, Stu. Us three tonight. Evie was over on Not on the League podcast over, so make sure we're checking that one out as well, giving the love to Evie as well. Well, we'll be getting into this Angels a little bit later on, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Big up to Danny Rumsey. How we doing, mate? Smash like and subscribe. Hope you are well, Danny. How we doing? Not smoking, Danny. Still smoke free? Hey up, Nye. How we doing? Port Vale tomorrow. We did predictions on them earlier over at El Tau. I think many went for the Port Vale win. How's the Cats doing, Renee? All good?
Yeah, everybody's doing good over here.
You in a different
now
room?
Then.
Renee, you in a different room tonight?
Hey, Russ.
In a different room? No, she's not. Sometimes sits there, Renee. Sometimes on a Saturday night she sits there.
Oh, right.
Who does?
You?
Yeah. Oh, are you asking where the cats are? They're around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, she's asking you if you sat in a different place.
No. This is the same place. I took the plates down. They're packed away now, so that's why it looks different.
That's it. The no plates.
Yeah.
Hey up, Stacey. How we doing? Covered from Ireland? Don't know about footwicks, but evening Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
We've been for Wales yesterday. Poland Tuesday, Kells?
Yes. Should be a good one.
Absolutely.
That's
Quicker I get on 600 subscribers, the quicker Danny Rumsey starts his channel up. Have you heard this, Renee?
No.
Yeah, Danny's starting his own channel.
Ah, okay.
What do you think?
I think he'll do great.
So do I. We're just going to move this a little bit. I think he's going to do really well.
Yeah.
Danny. So the quicker I get on 600, the quicker Danny starts his new channel. Channel pending for Danny Rumsey. Yeah, how were your holidays? Did you come back to my house and has he cleaned that bedroom floor? Russell, are you doing quiz tomorrow and all? Let us know. Have to do some otherwise. What do you think of this virtual darts? Is everybody in?
Yeah, I'm actually good at darts. I played darts today.
Oh no, Harry's gonna beat me. Yeah, I'll play.
Love you all.
Yeah, I'll play. I've got to get
What's
aboard
in
first,
it?
like, but I'll play.
I think this is going to be interesting. Oh, yeah, that is good fun. Funny. He did. He did. He scored in his under 21 debut. He did. Let me just get through the rest of these comments. I know. I'll have to skip through some of them with all ayers and pleasantries. Yeah, Mother Overload's back in the building now. She'll be back on tomorrow. Loud and proud, Estes. Absolutely. Hey up, Daniel, mate. How we doing? Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Get through some of these. We'll get there in the end. Big up to Colin Blackshaw. Colin Blackshaw is in the house. How we doing? Oh. Hopefully they don't get many more. Damn it. Struggling to get... I'm like trying to play racehorse, trying to catch up. Big up to Ryan G. Ryan G's in the house. Big up to the 18 people that are in here tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Colin, big up to Carl. Are you awake, Colin? Big up to Paul G. There you go. Congratulations, Rennie. You deserve it.
Thanks, Danny.
Big up to Lee Statham. How are you doing, mate? There you go. Another one. Congratulations, Rennie.
It's Daniel.
Absolutely. Jordan's making thumbnails for Euro.
Hey, Jordan.
Don't worry about it, Stu. It's all good as long as you're alright. I'm just a bit worried about you, though. Good lad, Danny. Doing really well there.
Good for you, Danny.
Brother
Well,
Lawrence,
Hey, Lawrence.
how we doing? Right. Renee's going to start us off. Over to you, Renee.
Okay, so this is going to be a quick reminder or a primer on your FFP rules, basic rules. Now, let me preface this by saying there's two sets of FFP rules. UEFA has rules called PSR, and then the Premier League has the Premier. Sorry, that was distracting. I looked over and there were fireworks. And then Premier League has their set of rules. This, what I'm talking about, is going to be the Premier League side of it. So the rules apply over a rolling 3-year period. So each year you're picking up the year, the 2 years prior and then your current year. So over any 3-year period, your club can lose a total of 105 million pounds. Of that 105 million pounds, 15 million pounds is an allowable loss for your club. So no more than 15 million extra on your outgoings. That's your transfer fees, player wages, former manager payoffs, anything like that. And that goes against your income. The income is your TV payments, season tickets, your player sales, merchandise sales, anything that's coming in. So anything above the $15 million loss up to the $105 million barrier must be guaranteed by the owners by buying shares. It's called secure funding. So essentially, they're still bankrolling the club, but they can only do it up to the $105 million, pound total. So then there's another subset of these rules that basically say that if a club has spent any of the last 3 seasons in the EFL, like we've done, the owners can only put a total of £8 million in the secure funding in those years. So the max loss becomes £13 million for any 3-year period. That's one of the reasons why it was Leeds was so tight on how much they were willing to spend, because your spending cap is much, much lower if you're in the EFL. So the question then becomes, okay, so Premier League teams in total spent a total of $2.4 billion pounds in the 2023 summer window alone. So it works out to something like 120 million pounds per club. So you're going, yeah, but you just told me that you can only spend 105 million pounds in any 3-year period. So how does that work? So it's really this Chelsea loophole. It's amortization is how they're doing it. So what they've done, and this is when you see the rise of these very long player contracts. So say you spend 100 million pounds on a player, but you sign them to an 8-year contract. You can take that value and divide it out by the 8 years. So you're well under. So say you have 100 million pound signing fee, but you sign the player over a 5-year period. That means you would amortize it and you're only taking 20 million pounds per year rather than taking the 100 million pounds in that year one. Chelsea is the classic, the one that everyone talks about. They're the ones that were signing these crazy 8 and 10-year contracts. But the Premier League voted in December to limit the spreading of transfer fees over a maximum of 5 years. My understanding is that started immediately. So that would have started in January. That's the really the main points of FFP, the way it's working. So the big things to remember is the total loss for the 3-year period is 105 million pounds. And basically you get 15 million pounds in that 3-year period that can actually be a loss for your club. So it's that between 15 million and 105 million is where you can actually come in and bankroll the club with owner money. So that's really the basics of FFP. Hopefully that was fairly clear, but I think the big workaround is amortizing out your signing fees. That's such a huge part of soccer now, is these massive signing fees. So that's how they're getting away with it, is amortizing them over the life of the contract.
Right. So there you go. Nice little in-depth evaluation on Rennie. Just a bit of a warmer, just to get us started. So, start on Leicester City first.
Leicester, yeah.
Yeah. So, just a little bit that's obviously come out in the last couple of days regarding Leicester City, and then the ladies will get into a little bit more. Is they've been, or their alleged breach relates to the assessment matter regarding the end of season period 2022-2023 when Leicester was obviously in the Premiership. Leicester were then obviously relegated to the EFL Championship prior to the introduction of the Premier League's new standard directions. So, in all, they haven't put the books in on time. And it will show that they exceeded the 105 million losses permitted over the last 3 seasons at Leicester. Also, Leicester today have now been put under a transfer embargo where they can't sign any players. But any points deduction regarding Leicester City would happen next season if they got promoted to the Premier League, and if they stay in the Championship, they would start on a minus points deduction. Anybody else want to dig in a little bit here and get the thoughts in?
The only thing I managed to find out, apart from what you've said, is the figure that they lost in that season you mentioned, 21-22, was 92.5 million. So that's not quite, it's not quite at the 3-year limit, but when you figure we don't know what they did at either side, they must have gone over it. So, and seeing as Everton got, was it 10-point deduction first?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I would think Leicester should get something similar next year, unless of course this court case they're going into stops changes things.
Well, they reckon it can be anything between -4, but the PSR are going for up to -12 for Leicester City.
Right.
So,
How do you feel about the fact that it's taking such a long time to come down with the points deductions? To me, it seems like in the year that the investigation happens, it seems like the deduction should be handed down that same year. It shouldn't be next year. It should be this year. You know, it should be something they could get done before the end of May and have those points deducted. It doesn't seem fair to me that they could go up and they shouldn't be in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? I recognize that we're saying that they might come right back down as a result of it, but it's not really fair in such a tight race, especially.
I think I agree, because if they cheated over the 3 years and spent, and basically it's cheating, if
It
they
is.
cheated over the 3 years and spent Evie's quoting 140 million over the 3 years, then they've got a better squad now than they should have had. So it is directly affecting every other team in the championship. So why
Exactly.
shouldn't they get deducted points?
Right. And that's my big gripe with it. And that's I do agree with FFP. I don't particularly have a problem with it. I understand what they're trying to do. You know, UEFA really started this about 10 years ago, and they were looking at these clubs who were spending to the point where the clubs were in danger of not being able to continue on, so I understand why UEFA brought in these rules. And they also felt like it was a big unfair advantage to these clubs like Manchester City that have these massively wealthy owners that could basically buy them whoever they want. If they don't cap that somewhere, then you basically, any team that has these massively wealthy owners, you're never going to be able to compete with these other teams. So I understand what they're trying to do, because that sinks smaller teams like Luton that are very good teams, but they just don't have that kind of money. So I actually agree with the FFP rules. We could do an entire show on Manchester City. I mean, there are so many things going on there. It's probably a bad example, but I agree with the heart of what it is that they're attempting to do here to kind of even the playing field financially with everybody. Exactly. And I think that's the issue that I have is what I feel like what's going on now is kind of selective enforcement, because you do have like Man City with these, massive amounts of charges. And it's like, when is this ever going to be heard? Nobody knows, Exactly, Colin. And that's my issue. It seems like if we're going to have these rules and they're going to apply to everybody, then these hearings need to happen faster, and these points deduction need to be handed down in the season in which they're found, not next season, not 2 seasons from now. Now, you cheated now, you deserve to get the deduction handed down now.
I agree. And I mean, if you look at Leicester and just as a general overhaul, they won Premiership not long back, which we all know did a fantastic job winning the Premiership. But then it were like they had to balance the books, sell a lot of good players at when they'd won the league. Mahrez, Danny Drinkwater at the time, a couple of other players under Claudio Ranieri. And it's like they've always operated then Leicester with one hand tied behind the back. I don't think they've gone out and spent like crazy money on players. Not that I can recall, but like still playing Jamie Vardy, £80,000 to play in Championship doesn't help your financial fair play. And I know they sold a couple of players in the summer, but those players are still on massive, massive wages, And Leeds United, if you look at compared to their wage bill, and then you look at Leicester's, it's massive. It's massively. There's a massive swing in the spend and the wage culture there as well. It's a funny one, isn't it? You look at it and you think, well, if you've got to stick to what you've got to stick to, you should stick to it. But people do make a good point and say, well, why ain't that happened now? Why does that have to wait for next season? Because that, like Danny says, those clubs have admitted it. Nottingham Forest have admitted what they've done, and Leicester haven't. And they obviously haven't put their books in on time. So there's clearly something there that's not quite right, in my personal opinion. And if you look at this, like Sky Sports did a piece today, and it says that they're going to be handed. They reckon they'll be handed a stiffer punishment than the 4-point penalty handed out to Nottingham Forest if an independent commission seeks their failure to submit their accounts on time as lack of cooperation. The Premier League has charged Leicester over alleged breach of the league's profit and sustainability (PSR) rules. The club, EFL have now put them under a club transfer embargo. Obviously, Leicester currently sit in the second place, and then it says here, could face a bigger point deduction than Forest, but not this season if found to have broken the financial regulations. However, Leicester could argue that as a Championship club, the Premier League doesn't have any jurisdiction to require prior sight of those clubs' accounts. And that's what's come out today. Thoughts?
No, I don't think it's really a strong argument for them because they did spend the previous 2 seasons in the Premier League. That's where they're trying to get back to. And then, we just talked about in the EFL, it's actually a smaller amount in secured funding that you can put in. You can only put in up to the £8 million. So to me, that doesn't really carry a lot of weight, this argument that they're trying to make. I don't know about you ladies, but it just doesn't really do
No,
anything.
one year out of 3.
Exactly.
That's no argument at all for me.
Exactly.
Because whatever they've done this year, all right, that's EFL business, not Premier League business. But the last 2 years are to do with the Premier League. So, and they've obviously gone over that 105 in those 2 years, never mind this year. So, no, I don't think that's an argument at all. I think Leicester should get hit with everything that they're due, and it should be now, not at the end of the season.
Agreed.
I agree, Kels, because you've spent 2 years in the Premiership. You know what rules you have to abide by. You can't go down to the Championship and say, "Oh, well, we're a Championship club now. We don't have to abide by those rules." It doesn't work like that. You was in the Premiership for 2 out of 3 of those seasons. So it is what it is. But wouldn't it be unfair if, say, Ipswich miss out altogether, Leicester go up and then get, say, handed 12 points next season? And they could have had that chance of going up if that had been this season.
Yeah,
That's what gets to me.
Completely unfair.
Yeah. City, honestly, Jules, we could do an entire show on City alone because City is contesting the charges. And honestly, what is there, something like 30 charges or something? I would have to go back and do research on what they're actually being accused of. I couldn't intelligently give you an opinion right now on City and what all's going on with them. Maybe that's another show we can do, is just digging into City.
I mean, let's face it. If Leicester hadn't broke the rules, they wouldn't have the players they've got now. So Leicester quite possibly could be mid-table side, not top 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with Leicester is you're in this really tight race where 1 to 2 points could mean the difference in going up and not going up. That's how tight it is this season. So whoever is third is really going to get screwed. It's not okay. So just saying, yeah, we're going to give you the deduction next season, that doesn't cut it for me. It's not okay.
If they go up
and
they get the deduction, they're going to be the most hated team in the country.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm very well, thank you, Naomi. Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling a bit brave enough to come with us tomorrow night. Sorry for digressing, ladies. Such a say hello to baby. And absolutely smash the like and sub. But for me, if you've done the crime, whatever that is, if you've overspent, if you've overplayed, if you get relegated, you can't look at being in the Championship as a season where you can go and take, like Evie says, massive loans, wages. If Leicester don't go up this season, that club is in massive trouble because they've put loans out on stadium. Players will, it could end up going a very, very different way for Leicester if they don't get promoted this season. And it could be a lot worse than what Leeds have ever been in as well, because they're paying massive wages. They're banking on going back up. And who's to say that Ipswich and Leeds go up, Leicester end up in playoffs and say Hull City go up, and then they start, say, Championship season on -12 next season. Leicester City. That's, for me, if they've been charged with it and they know that they know they're going to prove it, they should have it now, because that could affect somebody else going up, and that isn't right. It should be done in a lot quicker. Every season you should be putting your books in, not over a course of 3 years and then waiting another 6 months to be charged with it. It should be done, independent panel, charged this season. That is my personal opinion.
I mean, it's your books should be due December 31st. Your year-end books, just like that, should just be an across-the-board rule. And you should be looking at a points deduction if you can't put your books in on time. That's just how I feel about it.
Well, to be honest, if they haven't handed the books in, that's a red flag straight away.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you hadn't done anything wrong, why would you not hand your books in?
Right.
No, that's it, isn't it? You've got nothing to hide. You hand your books over. So, I do believe they will get a heavier punishment than what Nottingham Forest have got. So, Nottingham Forest next, ladies. Do we fancy Nottingham Forest next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Who wants to hit the 4 first? One of you beautiful ladies can go first.
Aye.
Well, as we know, they've been deducted 4 points. Apparently, they lost 110 million over the 3-year period. But of course, at least one of those was in the Championship. So their boundaries won't have been so high because they won't have been allowed 15 million each time.
Right.
You can see how it's happened. I mean, they went up to the Premier League and brought in over 30 players.
Yeah, they had a crazy amount of incomings. Yep.
I mean, personally, I don't think 4 points is enough. And I don't think they'll go to court, because if they do go to court, they can only lose them. They'll only take one more point. They'll only take 1 point back.
Yeah.
Even if they won the court case.
So did that points deduction put them in the relegation, one of the relegation places, or no?
Yeah, it puts them back in bottom 3 now, Nottingham Forest.
Bottom 3. Wow.
I know. You know what, right? Well, let's have a look at Premiership table at bottom. Let's have a look how this is affecting play at the minute. I mean, Everton are supposed to find out next week, and we will get into Everton a wee bit later on. Let me just get to the bottom of the league, and let me just share screen for people. Sorry, ladies. Digressing like normal.
No, you're fine.
I'll
I
drop-
just look at the table today.
Everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'd say, let me just get rid of that comment so I can see Kelsey's head. Beautiful. Sheffield United, that speaks for itself. So now you've got Nottingham Forest down in 18th place and 21 points. Luton then on 22. So say we get 4 at Everton.
Yeah, that put them down to 21.
That puts them down to 21. And that will. Do we reckon 4's being generous?
I think the thing with Everton is that they're very lucky. They've gotten lucky repeatedly. This is the best season. You know, they should have gotten the points deduction last season. It was pushed to this season, and because the bottom of the table is so dire this year, it looks like they're going to end up skating again this season. And this is another problem I have with, you know, you need to get the points deduction in the year that your hearing happens, not a year later. Because look, because the bottom of this table is so poor, they're going to skate on it. And it's just, that's really not right. They would have gone down last season. Leicester would have stayed up. That would have been more fair than what's going to happen. They're going to manage to stay up this entire time. And it's just not right.
I think Everton, because they had that reduction, then it got reduced, but they've gone and done it again, then, well, reverse that last decision. Go back to the point deductions they were going to have, and then add some more as well.
Yeah.
That's the fairest thing to do. I mean, if Palace was found to do it, or Brentford, and of course us, we'd have got the points deducted straight away, so I don't understand the messing about.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with these FFP rules, is when it feels like the application of the rules, it's not fairly applied. It seems like some teams get it full force and then other teams don't even have hearings. I guess that's my problem, is with what feels like unfair application of the rules. You know, if you're going to have the rules, then they need to apply to everybody the same.
Thing is, Rennie, though, we're Nottingham Forest yet. Brennan Johnson is a prime example of Nottingham Forest, because a team from overseas came in and put a €60 million figure in for him. And Nottingham Forest rejected that. Then they sold him, obviously, to Tottenham Hotspur for 45 million, I think it was, or thereabouts. But that was too late then over at deadline for it to affect the books or whatever it, you know, in that general aspect. But if you had an offer come in and you could have kept in line with it, why not take that offer? Because you put yourself in that situation when you did what you did. And they haven't come out Nottingham Forest yet and said, we're going to appeal it or we're not. They're a bit, you know, it's a bit like that at the minute. But for me, they got off pretty lightly with that because of the amount of players they brought in like Danny says, 40 odd players.
Right.
And I think they'll be more than happy to take the 4 points and run Nottingham Forest, in my personal opinion, because it could have been as much as 6, and it even could have been as much as 8 points for Nottingham Forest. So you chip another what did they get? 4? You chip another 4 points off that, and they're looking down there at bottom. Nottingham Forest can still get out of that this season because Everton's still pending. So what Nottingham Forest got, for me, I think they got off quite lightly.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
I
like-
don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. And it is light. And I think the ones that are getting points deductions this season are actually really lucky because there's really only one relegation spot that's truly open, in my opinion. When you look at the bottom, you know, Sheffield United and Burnley, I don't see anybody moving them out of those bottom 2 spots. Even with points deductions, I feel like there's really only one space open in the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're lucky, really lucky, that it's happening to them this season.
Big up to Jose. How we doing, mate? Hope you are well. Really enjoyed your show today, and I really enjoyed coming on with yesterday. Definitely get some work done in the future. Sorry to digress, Bits. Big up to Jose.
The only way
No.
Burnley or Sheffield United are staying up is if if one of the other teams got like a 20-point reduction.
Exactly, and I just
So that there were less than them already. That's the
Right.
only way they could.
Yeah. They've been very lucky, you know, and Everton likes to complain a lot about, you know, oh, this isn't fair. Well, they've been extremely lucky on the timing of all of this. You know, they've cheated and they've gotten away with it repeatedly. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for Everton at this point. They've caused all of their problems. And the same for Forest. You know, it's just extremely poor management. You know, this is not just 1 or 2 deals that went bad on them. This is a repeated, it's a pattern of poor management over a long period of time. Like Danny was saying, this massive amount of signings, like it was crazy the amount of signings they had. It was something like 40 something signings for Forest. That's stupid.
I agree. And
I go back
If you-
to the point before. Sorry, Jess.
no, go, Kels. No, you're right.
I go back to the point before. As with Leicester, if Forest didn't hand over their books, then Everton didn't hand over their books, then they know they've done something wrong. So don't complain. Don't do the crime and then shout foul when you get the punishment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you put yourself in that position, Nottingham Forest, when you didn't send Brennan Johnson at the time. You waited and then sold him on I think it was deadline day they sold him in end. But you had money come in that could have balanced the books in that sense, and you didn't, and then you still go out. And it wouldn't surprise me if Nottingham Forest stay up this season, that next season there's more points coming for them because the players that they bring in, they've had to kind of like start shipping a lot of these players out. And the problem with Nottingham Forest is if they get relegated this season, there's no relegation clause in their contracts. So they'll be still paying the wages that they're paying in the Premiership, in the Championship. So then either way, yet again, there's going to be another charge coming for Nottingham Forest because of it. So sometimes I think it defeats the object with FFP because they still break the rules even though they're in play. Evie's saying, I don't understand the difference within Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. AFL have a penalty waiting for Villa if they go down, but they haven't been given points deduction in the Premiership, but Forest have. Didn't they sort the books out though, or balance the books, Villa?
I think if I'm reading it right, it's because the Premier League don't deduct points for things that happened in the Championship. No, the other way around. EFL don't deduct points for things that happen in the Premier League, but Premier League do for the EFL. I think. It's a bit complicated, the bit that is online that talks about that.
Hey up, Hannah, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Hope you're on the mend. Big up to Hannah Lucy in the chat. Yeah, so I think Nottingham Forest, really, in hindsight, looking at this season, if it had been last season that I got it, I said, look, they're in with a chance of going down. But realistically, looking at Burnley and Sheffield United's form, you'd say those two are more probable to get relegated, in my personal opinion. And then it's going to be a dogfight between Nottingham Forest, Luton Town, and Everton, depending on what Everton get next week. So that moves us nicely on to Everton. Would anybody like to start us off?
Kels, can you give us the latest on Everton? The
I mean, I
ongoing
can give you the
Everton
latest.
saga.
Right, the original ban that they got, they actually lost 370 million. But because that was adjusted for COVID, it went down to 124.5 million.
Yeah, and that's something that I meant to bring up. Okay, so if you can tie your losses into COVID, meaning if you can say, I can tie this directly into, this 50 million pound loss is directly tied into my loss of ticket sales over COVID, or that's income that I would have had. They were, no, I don't hear any running water.
Me neither. Random.
But if you can tie your loss directly into COVID, saying, this is a loss we would not have had but for COVID, they've given teams the benefit of the doubt on that. So that is why they're saying that it was what, 370 million pounds reduced?
It was 370 reduced to 124.5.
Okay, so they've actually been given a huge amount benefit of the doubt there. I mean, the spending is just absolutely out of control with Everton. So I don't even know what to say. Like, it feels like they're gonna skate. It's very frustrating.
I couldn't find out what they've lost this for the one that they're talking about now. I tried to look, but everywhere I went, they just had those figures and not the current ones.
Yeah.
So well, they got 10 points at starting, didn't they? And that got reduced to 6 points on appeal. So at the minute, they're sat in 16th place with 10 games remaining, 4 points clear at the minute. But they reckon, I've been sitting in a few Everton chats today. Now, Everton reckon they're going to be with another 4. That's what they think's going to happen next week. That's what's going to get announced. I mean, I'm only going on. I've been in a few Toffees chats today, and that's just theirs opinions as podcasters, fans. So I've been doing a little bit of digging with it. They reckon 4 points for profit and sustainability reasons. They reckon they'll get the same as Nottingham Forest, which puts them down to same points as Nottingham Forest. They're on 24 to the 5 points, so they've got out. So they'll move even further down. Nottingham Forest will move back out of it if they get it, and they'd only be behind 18 on goal difference. But then you look at that and you think, if they get relegated, Everton, this season, yeah, Stacey, that's right, they'll probably moan again. But 2, they're building a massive stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only going to get worse for them, surely.
I assume they've gone beyond the point of cancelling the stadium as well. So they're still going to have to do it.
Stadium's nearly built, Kels, because we went to Anfield for Harry's 13th birthday and we went down at Docks and had a look at the stadium where it's going to be built and that, and it's more or less near enough done now, Everton Stadium. So can you imagine getting relegated with that kind of stadium in Championship?
The other thing is, of course, Everton's new owners hasn't been ratified yet. So if they get hit with enough points that makes them go down, what's to stop the new owners pulling out?
Well, that is very true. You're not as desirable when you're not in Premiership, Kels, and you're in Championship. We all know that as podcasters, as fans, as globality. You're not as desirable because you're in Championship. And 2, I think Everton, yet again, next season will get even more points deducted. Just my personal opinion. But for me,
unless there's proposed changes to the rules for this summer actually happen.
Think that will happen?
Because that changes the ball game totally, really. Because according to what I've read, the changes are that you're going to be able to spend up to 70% of your income on salaries and transfer fees. And club owners can cover either 70 million or 90 million of the debt, depending whether they're financially safe or not.
Hmm.
Would that
Again,
be enough, you think, to get Everton out of this mess? Or you think it's
I think it's the stop. I think the Premier League are thinking, let's try and make sure none of our clubs get into this mess again.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Evie's right. What she's saying there, those 7-7 owners will back out if Everton get relegated. They won't pass the EFL fitness check. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I heard some Everton fans talking, and they said, if this happens, if they get relegated, they expect to go all the way back down to League One. Now, I don't know if they're just being reactive and, upset, but, they're like, well, they're not going to call it, doing a Leeds anymore. They're going to call it doing an Everton because they think they're going to go all the way back down to League One. So I don't know. With that, you still have to sell that new stadium, I guess. I don't know.
And then you look at I suppose we could dig into a little bit at another team that's a bit precarious is Newcastle.
Mm.
There's a lot of stuff regarding. I did a podcast with Jordan earlier, and there were a couple of Newcastle fans in there, and were saying about Isaac going to Arsenal. Guimaraes is another player. They're going to have to sell a couple of players to keep in line with FFP. So I think Newcastle's another one that's at a bit of a precarious position regarding FFP as well.
Don't you think it's very weird that the richest club in the world, which Newcastle practically are, is getting hit
But they
by
can't spend it.
FFP rules?
Yeah. I suppose it's a bit of a grey area because what happened with Leeds with Peter Ridsdale and everything else. But if you've got a chairman or a owner that's got enough money, that can back themselves, that's got the free will to say, just as a prime example, don't anyone shoot me down. It's not likely to happen, but just say Leeds went in for Kylian Mbappe, but they could afford to pay, say, £150 million deal plus wages, but they could guarantee that gets paid. But because of FFP, that'd never happen. Or you know what I mean? But if your owners have got the money, why can't they go out and spend what they want to spend if they can back themselves up with what they've got behind them?
Well,
Anybody thought?
I think the heart of FFP was trying to make sure that these, we talk about sometimes Premier League is not always that fun to watch because it's just those top 6 teams. And then there's such a massive gulf between the teams below them in the table. And that only gets worse year after year. If it continues on, that gulf is just going to get worse. I mean, the FFP, I think, was an attempt to try to make it a little more fair across the board so that all of the teams in the Premier League can compete, hopefully. That it's not just the 6 teams pulling away because their owners can they have more money than the GDPs of some small countries and they can just buy their way out of it. They can buy all the players they want and it doesn't really matter because they're not going to run out of money. So it just basically makes it to where it's just a runaway type thing. So you think could Manchester City and, could Luton ever play against that kind of a team ever? Not really, because they being outspent 2, 3, 4 times. So I understand what FFP is attempting to do. Now, I think the question becomes, is it successfully doing what it's saying it's trying to do? I don't know. I think that's up for debate, but I do understand where it's coming from. It's trying to say, look, there's got to be some kind of limit on what the owners can come in and spend. There's got to be a hard stop there somewhere. I get that. I just don't know. Is FFP accomplishing that? Is it making it better? Is it making it worse? I think that's where the debate is,
I think one of the other reasons FFP was brought in was to stop teams going into liquidation so that they didn't spend more than they could reasonably afford.
Yeah.
But going back, I agree with what you said. I know why FFP is introduced. I'm a bit torn because I understand why FFP was introduced. And yes, I can understand why a team like Luton or Burnley or even us when we go up can complain that we can't compete with the big boys.
Mhm.
But that's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that they've got a multi-million billion-dollar owner. If if the little clubs wanted to be like that, then they should try and go out and find one, I suppose. I just think there's no other business in the world where you could buy the business out and not be allowed to plow money into it, if you can afford it.
Yeah.
If you can back it, I mean, I totally get the FFP. I do understand why it's brought into play, but then it's like Jose says here. It's all crap, to be fair. There are about 10 to 12 sides that are possibly infringed. Some owned up Everton and Forest. Leicester have been found out, and there are others, but the league has been too slow.
Yeah. And we've talked about that's something that gets all of us is how long it's taking for these cases to make their way through. It's taking too long. If they find out that you've had a breach in, year 3, then you need to be handed down that deduction in year 3, not that next season. That's too long to wait. So I think that they really do need to step up how fast these cases are being heard.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the problem, isn't it? How fast they they deal with things. You can't, because you're Everton. Like Manchester City lived a charm life, and I know what we said we're going to do a special on that as well. But that seems to take a hell of a long time, and that's been going on for a hell of a long time at Manchester City.
Yes.
But Everton, Nottingham Forest, Leicester, and I suppose some other smaller teams down there probably have been guilty of it. But why ain't it the same punishment because they're in the top 6? That's what pisses me off with FFP, because teams that are like, well, whether or not we banter and we say we'd love to see them get relegated, whatever, yeah, they all have fans like ourselves that are passionate, that pay good money, that work hard to go to games, watch their team, back their team. And I think sometimes those 6, Liverpool, no, not so much Liverpool actually, Chelsea being a prime example, put these
Yes.
contracts out for 8 to 10 years and, pay big bucks like for Salcido, Lavia, and a lot of, players that they've brought in, but put them on 8-9 year contracts.
Right.
And then somebody like Everton and Newcastle, Newcastle as well, they're going to be in there with it, then get penalised because they've gone over that threshold. But yeah, Chelsea have a way of like sneaking in the cracks of a little loophole that they can put contracts out for 8 years. And then you look at these smaller teams and you think, Bowley's got money at Chelsea. If Everton got relegated, it'd be absolutely detrimental to that club.
Yes.
We might laugh about it and say, yeah, Everton have lived a charmed life for a long time. They've sold the soul to the devil. They've done what they've done. But I don't see I see it like that, but then I think of the fans and the kids that go every week, the little 5, 6, 7-year-olds that I've got a little season ticket with their dad and that, and you think it ain't fair on them. They've paid good money to watch football, and then they end up getting penalised, and they see Manchester City with 115 charges overhanging, and there's nothing said. It's all quiet because it's Manchester City, or Chelsea because they can put them on contracts. There shouldn't be loopholes for Chelsea to do that neither, in my personal
Agreed.
opinion.
And that is something that I don't think UEFA has dealt with it yet, but I know the Premier League voted back in December to limit that amortization spread of transfer fees to a max of 5 years. So they're trying to rein in this Chelsea loophole, this amortization loophole, because you're just skating around the rules. That's all you're doing. And that's all Chelsea's done with these massively long contracts. So they are trying to, and my understanding is that vote happened in December, and it was immediate effect. It started like in January. So that's my understanding on that. So they are trying to dial it back in. And I understand where you're coming from, where it hurts the fans, and that sucks, and it's not fair. So I get what you're saying. And I think that's part of the problem with Man City, is that all of these charges, like Danny's saying, with City, I don't know that it's FFP. There are so many charges.
Mhm.
And I'm
No, I
not
was just bringing it as up as an example, as in to say,
yeah,
like,
no, I get what you're saying.
you know, the
That
differentiation. I know Manchester City is nothing to do with FFP. I know it's all to do with this offshore money-wise, but what I'm saying is, if it was the shoe on the other foot and that were Manchester City that had done that, that'd have all been swept under the carpet because they're a Premier League draw more than, say, Everton are. Globality, money-wise, profitability-wise, Champions League-wise, player-wise, and dodgy offshore accounts kind of help. We all know in certain aspects Premier League's corrupt, in my personal opinion.
yeah.
If UEFA are the ones that are dealing with City, then I can see them getting away with just a fine and ban from European competition. I don't think it will affect them in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Apart from the fact the best players won't want to go because they're not playing in Europe.
Mm.
I think they're getting done for both. Well, looking at both, these contracts only came into play when Bowley come in, mate. They weren't there when Abramovich were there. They've only seen, these contracts have all of a sudden seemed to come out since this guy's been there. But like, what I'm saying is they see the loophole and they do it a different way so that they tie in with everything. You know what I mean? Like Tell's saying here, Chelsea's model was based on them qualifying for the Champions League, and they did not last year and probably won't this year. So they'll need to sell again in the summer.
Yeah.
The other thing about why something that just came to my head just now, maybe the reason the Premier League don't hit the top 6 teams is because they're scared that if they do, the top 6 teams will say, right, well, we're not going to play in the Premier League anymore. And then we go back to the European Super League that nearly happened last year.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're letting them off so that they stay in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I don't agree with it, but that's what I think might be happening.
It's wrong. It's wrong though, when it counts. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't have that swing, and nobody wants to see clubs go like how Leeds went a few seasons back. Bolton are another prime example down in League One. Used to be a Premiership club. Wigan Athletic are another one. Sat in League One now. Won FA Cup 2012, I think it was. So, you know, it does affect teams a lot. Portsmouth are another one that were in Premiership. Won FA Cup. Sat in League One now. So there's a lot of swing in it, and what can happen if it goes the other way as well.
The other thing that has to be remembered is FFP does not include investment in youth. So you could be investing in your under 18s, and that has no bearing whatsoever on the FFP. And also any infrastructure or community projects. The FFP don't look at them either. So if you're spending more money on the infrastructure, that doesn't come out of your FFP thing.
Mm. And I think the one good thing about Leeds United is at least we all know we're in safe hands, and that we won't be looking over our shoulders in that respect.
No, I think the new ownership has been very cautious about working within the rules, the financial sustainability rules. So I think in that sense we're in good hands. So we'll see what kind of moves, if we get to go up, what kind of moves they'll make in the summer. But I agree. I think we're being well managed right now.
I think Leeds were cautious with bringing transfers in for that reason, and I think when we all had a bit of a blowout in January and worried about who we're bringing in out, I think there's a massive reason behind why they didn't go mad in January and why they are so insistent that in the summer they will back Leeds United. But as January went, other than that loan player, it was as it goes sort of thing. And even in the summer, Leeds were very cautious in what they spent. But in end, it balanced it out to about £4 million Leeds United ended up spending in the summer window. Something along the lines with money that had came in. So you look at it that way. I think Leeds are in good hands regarding FFP in general, and Leicester City should look over the shoulders because they have, I suppose, out of the three, if you look at it, Everton and Nottingham Forest, at least they've complied. Know what they've done's wrong, but they've took or will take the punishment. I'm sure Nottingham Forest will, and I'm sure Everton will if it's only 4 points. Leicester's a little bit more murky for me. When you're not putting books out and you're hiding things, I think there's a bigger problem there than even we think, to be quite honest.
Agreed. And I think that is something that needs to be considered when they're determining how many points to deduct. You know, if you are cooperating, that should be something that's taken into account, whether or, you know, if you choose to fight it and then it comes out that you were guilty, that's also something that needs to be taken into account when they go to figuring out what your deduction's going to be, in my opinion. You know, if you cooperate, that's something that they should look at that, you know.
Going
agree.
back to Ryan's comment before the one that you've got on at the minute, I can see that point about this new law that the government's brought in, but I'm sure that between the top six, if all their top lawyers got involved, they'd find a loophole which would mean they could leave.
Yeah, make sure if anyone wants to join Tel's predictions, he leaves it on his community page. Go over there and put your scores on there. Tel will more than happily put them in for you. Yeah, absolutely. Colin Redding went the same way as well. Maybe.
So I don't know what's going to happen with Newcastle. I agree that looks like they're going to have to sell a couple of players. If I was them, I'd get rid of him who's been done for illegal gambling, betting,
Tenali.
No.
rather than one
Yeah.
of the ones that I mentioned.
Because you got gambling.
You know, it must be frustrating for Newcastle owners in the generalisation that, like you say, Kel, they're one of the richest clubs in the world, but yet they're bound by FFP, where now they're going to have to sell some of their star players to balance the books. And they're all about progression at Geordies, and they want to win trophies. And, you know, being in Champions League last year meant a lot to them. They were very unlucky in that respect of qualifying. But you know for a fact, if come end of next season and, you know, this season, and like you say, Kels, they've got rich owners, but they're having to sell 2 or 3 of their world top class players and bringing in average players to replace them. What does that speak for Newcastle? They've got the money, but they can't spend it. Their hands are tied, and they're having to sell. It's weird.
It means they won't get they won't get in the top 4 again, that's for sure.
There you go. Newcastle are going to have to sell Isaac. So it is. Yeah, I agree with that, Daniel. But yeah.
Do you think that these FFP rules have made it any more fair or not? It seems to be hitting middle to lower tier clubs. I mean, maybe if we see something happen with Newcastle, then we can say, okay, now it's hitting the big 6. But I understand what the intent was, but I'm not so sure that looking at what's going on, we can say that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
No, because let's face it, the top 6, if they needed the money to cover FFP, they could always go out and get another couple of sponsors each. Because the top 6 will attract the big money for sponsorship. Luton won't. Luton won't be getting anywhere near the sponsorship money, say, Liverpool are getting.
Right.
And that's,
I agree.
I know
Yeah.
not really a fair example because Liverpool haven't been done by FFP, but it all adds up. I mean, that stops you going into debt for a start. If they can get $1 million contract for sponsorship, then that's another million, 2 million, 3 million you can add on to the figure. So it is unfair. I agree with you. It hasn't done what it was supposed to do. It's probably stopped a couple of clubs of the lower clubs going bankrupt, but I don't think it's made it a fairer league at all. It's not a fairer league.
What do you guys? I would be interested to hear everybody's opinions in the comments. Like, do you think that this is actually doing what it's trying to do? Do you think that it's evening the playing field at all, or do you think it's making it worse? Like, I would love to hear everybody's opinions. You know, everyone that's watching, what do you guys think? I don't know.
agree. Get your comments in.
Tess, do you think it is making any kind of a positive difference in evening the playing field, or no, not really?
The thing is, the new rules that they're bringing in the summer, they'll benefit the top 6 again. They'll be even more benefited.
Oh, with that 70%.
Yeah.
Rule.
And none of the top 6 are going to be what they call in a bad financial status, whereas teams towards the bottom might be.
I think for me, my personal opinion on it is that it seems kinder to the bigger clubs and sometimes a little bit unkind to the smaller clubs. And I'm all for this. You've got to stick within a budget and not spend beyond your means in the simplest form. Going as I am the most easy way of putting it, person. But in another way, it's like a bit like in Scottish League. It's always Celtic Rangers. That's it in their league. Do you want it to get to a point where it's just Manchester City winning that league every season? There's no monotony in it. You look at Championship, at least there's that bit of a swing and a change, and everybody's fighting for their lives with it. You look at the bigger picture for the penalisation of Everton is massive. If Everton got relegated this season, it would be absolutely massive. We don't know, as in with Chelsea, Liverpool. I think Tottenham, I think he keeps quite a tight ship down there, Daniel Levy, in that sort of form. It's all about your owner, innit? Chef Wednesday have a problem with their owner. And then some people will say, like, with Tottenham 50-50, I suppose with Daniel Levy is he keeps a tight ship. He doesn't really invest, but we're run financially sound. It's all in the swing of Liverpool's owners are a bit like it, as in they have to sell to recruit. They wouldn't have gone out and bought Virgil van Dijk and Alisson for that money. They recruit him from Coutinho's money and then spent it wisely over 2 periods of the transfer window, one in January and then one in the summer. So, yeah, it's a scarce thing. People agree with it. People don't agree with it, I suppose. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? It's there for a purpose. Do we all agree with the purpose? Yeah. Yes, in a sort of way, because you'd have clubs liquidated and clubs folding like we have seen. Right. But in the other way, when you look at Newcastle's point of view on it, they're having to sell players to keep in line with FFP, but yet their owners are multimillionaires. It's weird. It's what's your thoughts on it?
Like I said, I understand what they're attempting to do. They're trying to keep these clubs from spending to the point where they are then bankrupt, and it's trying to protect the clubs, I think, for the fans, that they'll know that their club is going to be able to be what we would call a going concern for the next 5 years, knowing that your club is still going to exist. But I just, like you said, like when you're in this position, like with Newcastle, when clearly they have the money to cover the wages, but they're going to have to transfer and sell some of these players just to make sure they go under FFP, it seems a lot of strain. It seems kind of strange. And I don't know. I don't know that I feel like suddenly now with these rules that it's a little easier for the mid to lower teams to compete. I don't know that I feel that it's still the top 6 and everybody else,
Of course, there's always the argument that money doesn't buy it. It doesn't buy success. If you look at Chelsea, Chelsea have spent over £1 billion on players in the last year, and look where they are.
Yeah, and that's a really good point Ryan's making.
It is, yeah.
NFL has a salary cap. You can only spend X amount of dollars, and it's a little, granted the NFL is a little different because it's a closed shop. There's no such thing as relegation. The NFL teams are the NFL teams. You're going to be around next season, but there's a salary cap. You can only spend X amount of dollars on player salaries, and then you have to start selling players. Maybe that would be more fair, where it's a salary cap for every team. You cannot spend more than X amount of dollars on salaries. That works very well in the NFL. It really does. It kind of evens the playing field. Even if you have the richest owners out there, you still can't spend above the salary cap. And it's very, they keep them on a really tight leash in the NFL. like I said, it works very well in the NFL. I recognize it's a different game, but maybe I agree. A salary cap might be the best way to go about it. Like, I would be interested also to hear people's thoughts on that.
The thing with the salary cap, though, it would have to be FIFA and UEFA would have to introduce it, because it would be unfair if we had a salary cap and no other country did.
Right. I agree. But the salary cap, like in the NFL, which, like I said, it's different. I recognize we're talking totally different, but you have a salary cap. It's for your whole squad. Like, your team has to be under your salary cap. So, totally agree that it would have to be something that would have to be evenly applied throughout all of the different leagues. Like, it couldn't just be Premier League. It would have to be UEFA. Like, it'd have to be all the way across the board.
Thought we'd get Stacey on. Miss seeing your foot week. Do you know what I mean? It's been quiet. Thought we'd have. Thought we'd get you on.
Oh God. The very there, nice smooth waters. Every now and then you feel the boat go a little bit weird. Apart from that, smooth sailing. Coming back, I swear to God, I thought we were going to capsize half at time. It felt like you hit a massive, you know, you're in Mum's VW, you hit a bump, you go flying up. That's what it felt like.
Oh,
So
no.
I slept proper rough. I feel rough, even though I'm asleep. I feel like jet lag without being on a plane. It's really weird. Zach's passed out. He's gone. Got something to make you smile, Jess. There you go.
I know. Can't wait. Looking forward to trying this. Missed that laugh. I'd heard it all week. Yes.
Oh,
What's your thoughts on FFP, Stace?
well, I haven't really looked into it. So, obviously, I've missed quite a bit, it seems, since I've been in Ireland. I've not really kept up with football much. But it seems like I missed a lot. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. But I think in the old FFP thing, it's too little too late. It is too little too late. The damage is already done. Like, you've been at the top 6 teams. It's going to take a while for not lower league, but, you know, like the lower teams that don't have that much income coming in to catch up to the level of Man City and Liverpool and, you know what I mean? Yeah. They should have put the foot down ages ago. A long time ago. So it's been going on for too long, and now they're only starting to think, well, hang on a minute, something's not right here, but it's been going on for years. Too little, too late. Mouth of the North. Go away, you Jules. My mum was cursing you on the way back, saying, nah, I told you you'd make it.
Mouth of the North.
You won't think so. I sat in a pub last night in Belfast, and we were two booths up from 3 people. And I thought I were loud. Jesus, you weren't the Irish allowed. It's so cool. I didn't feel odd at all, apart from the accent.
Did you feel out of place?
No, I didn't. Really friendly as well. Gutted that Alison we arranged to meet with Alison in the cafe in the Titanic Museum, but she had to dash out for an unexpected work thing.
Oh.
But I understood. I understood that she had to work. I got to work.
It just means you have to go back. So
I am going back.
So there you go.
Literally on the ferry over at midnight, me and my mum, my dad and my granddad, all picking where to go next. We've actually put a deposit down on another farmhouse. Oh no, sorry, cottage. So we're going back in October.
Good. Well, that's exciting.
I'll be able to do it. 1 minute, I'll be able to do it, I think.
Oh, mean. Girl, mean.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, look. She's been away too long.
I've been away too long, Anna. You have missed me. You just missed picking on me. That's what it is.
I've missed you. I've missed you.
You've been missed, Stacey.
Yes.
Yes,
sure.
Alison, definitely next time. It's a good job.
Absolutely.
I felt depressed after coming out of the Titanic Museum. I felt proper depressed. You can go away, you Danny.
Anybody else got any thoughts on FFP? Let's move on to a bit of a generalised chat.
That's all I've got.
It
Really,
looks like it's just pick on me then, I think.
I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to do these every Friday. We're going to make them a bit of a regular. And obviously, Leeds are playing next Friday, so we won't be covering one. But the week after that, it's only, I think, Plymouth and Rotherham on box. So we will have a topic for that. Stacey's more than welcome to join us for the ladies' night as well. Maybe Evie will join us as well, and we'll do another topic. But if you guys have got something in the chat that you would like us to discuss on here, and that can be anything you want in regarding football, a best Leeds 11 or over decades, I don't know. Get some thoughts in and let us know what you'd like us to talk about. It has been quiet.
I've been quiet.
But
Yeah.
give us enough
Me
time.
personally,
I don't believe Danny for 1 second that he's been quiet.
he has been quiet.
No.
He has.
Yeah,
He
I know.
really has been quiet.
I've tried jumping on in between, but it's like I spoke to Danny. Danny rung me, I think the first Wednesday, I think it was. I've been to the pub again. When you're in Ireland, you got to go to an Irish pub. And he filled me in on everything that had happened backstage after the incident with that.
Idiot.
Idiot. So,
Did he tell you about Colin Blackshaw rocking up? I'll tell you backstage, it was an absolute scream when Colin was rocked up. Don't you think, Rennie? Made mine and your night. Me and her just sat watching that video back, roaring, laughing. She was sat on the sofa, I was sat here in dark, and we rewatched it, and we're watching everybody's comments like Jammy and everybody else's, and me and her just sat and roared, laughing. It was that funny. I would with some commentary over it as well, just taking piss. I've never seen Rennie laugh so much. It was so funny.
I came in last minute. I'm like, what the frick has gone on here? So Russell on screen. And obviously, what I did was my mum was actually watching on her laptop, and I was going back. But obviously, I tried to find the point where, because you did deserve one. You know, Danny, you don't drink.
Yeah, exactly. I like the Baileys.
Yeah, because she like Baileys, and obviously Baileys is Irish. She's still in Dublin.
You get the booby prize. I beat me moderator in chat. Look at it like that. How's your working week been, Rennie? How's it been? All good?
Good. Yeah, it was a little long,
Congratulations
but
on the job as well.
thank you. Yeah, it looks like it's going to work out. So fingers crossed. I've got, just waiting for some things to come back, background checks and all that sort of thing.
Are you worried about your background checks?
I should pass the background check. I live a very boring life, so there's really no fines there. It should be fine.
Boring life. Sometimes I wish I had a boring life. I'm honest. Hi, Kevin.
Even Kevin thought it was hilarious. Me and Rennie watched Kevin's comments back, and he went, "This is the best thing I've watched for ages." Me and her were just soused up, roaring.
Best. I know people found it very entertaining, but I know
Jamie did
afterwards.
No, two of us didn't afterwards. But
I saw you losing your shit. I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't. The time I've been on here, it's very rare I've seen you lose your shit. I'm sorry, Lee. I know you're in chat. I've got a week to make up for.
No, but the thing is, right, we'd had it all week, right? And then this Sunday, right, I swear to God, though, and these girls will back me up, I actually thought it would have them limp, right? And I thought, as soon as he come on, he'd go, "Hiya, Jess. Hiya, Rennie. Hiya, Kels." And then he didn't, and then he went, "Fuck you. Fuck you." Is that
I know
it?
it's been honest, because I actually found it, because I was there for him thinking, someone needs to timestamp it for me, and I found it went like a little bit to lead up to when he actually came on. And it was alright until Danny started saying something, like, and then when the verbal abuse came out, I'm like, hang on a minute, something's not right here. And how I was speaking about you, Renee, I've got a dirty mouth. You know what I mean? Danny will back me up on that one. I can find anything to. No, I never got to that extent. And I was like, dude, it was cringe. It was cringy. I'm so glad. If I would come on, I would have. I would have told him to go fuck himself and get the fuck off, you pathetic prick.
It were
I know it's not
cringy, but it were
ironic.
worth viewing. It were best views we've ever had on a What To.
She did get record high viewership, I will say that.
I know, I've
70
been
odd
trying to
likes.
I've got my suitcase in the background. I'm not even unpacked yet.
Olive being the operative word.
Yeah, and I've got a cook a hood there as well. I ordered that while I
Come
was in
back to
Ireland.
house in one piece.
Yeah, it's in one piece. He's in bed, bless him. He won't
Come
feeling so
back.
great.
Where is it?
He's in bed, I think.
What shagging he's been doing all week, I'll tell you. He's shagged out.
Probably. Won't surprise me. Robbo's in the chat.
Hey up, Robbo, how are we doing? I haven't seen you around for a while. How are we doing? Hope you're well. Absolutely.
He's
Hope you're
avoiding
well.
all the drama.
You've missed a good week. You should have done them. Have you seen all my thumbnails pending for the next few weeks? You know, I've got loads of tries.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You did one of them thumbnails. I did them all today.
I did one. Do you get what I want? My mum asked if you were streaming at night. I think she is. So I was going for. I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's on the ball.
Got all penciled in for the next few weeks.
I bet she
Yeah.
found it. They're like, yeah, she is on tonight, Mum. After my mum was passed out because my dad was knackered as well. 8 hours on a ferry is a long time.
Yeah, especially if the sea's rough. That's just,
Especially if you listen to Stacey all night. It's definitely a rough night. Fine. She's missed this.
Yeah.
She's missed this week. You know you've missed me,
maybe
Renee
a
Kels.
days.
I messaged her, so do you fancy coming on?
Yeah, she is. I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. I don't
Do you want to come on?
I like, you know what? I'm in my pajamas.
We just
I'm like,
have a-
I feel rough. But I'll come on for a
No, we always have a bit of a call at end. Like we always do like a little bit of a series bit for the first hour, then we just have a bit of a catch up and a natter regarding whatever's been going on this week, what everybody's been up to, how everybody's been. I've been with Kels every day this week, so I know how Kels is. Kels is all good in the hood, is Kels.
What do you think about Catherine then? Now she's got cancer.
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad, isn't
That
it?
poor woman, she should not have had to come out. It was the media. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, I've been away and I've been catching bits and bats. Because obviously, when you're in Southern Ireland, it's all Irish things and really nothing on the royal family. But when I hit Belfast, it just came over that the media being trying to get hold of private medical information. Like, well, what's going on here? I know there was a photoshopped photo, and then now there's a video that she's had cancer. I'm like, wow, something like that. If no one had actually bothered poking around in the business, they could have got off. They could have done that, and no one would have known. I know this is all family, you know, the British and the British, but some things should be left private, and that should have been private. She looked absolutely awful, telling people that. I'm like, I feel sorry for you. I really freaking do. The media is awful.
I actually guessed it was going to be this. When with all the thing that's happened before, I sort of guessed it would probably be cancer that she's had. But I agree, she shouldn't have needed to do that statement.
No, she shouldn't have done. I feel sorry for William though, his father and his wife. That's got to be gut-wrenching for him. Well, it seems that hers is more preemptive one to stop it from spreading. Oh, sorry, trying to spread. And it's like, whoa. Oh, William, he must be behind. Because obviously, behind in the public, you rarely see them step out of that royal statueness, shall we say, because they have a certain thing. But behind closed doors, he must be in bits. I know when I found out mine now had cancer, I was in bits. I'm like, let alone having.
Sorry.
Oh, God. It's just. No. Ooh,
Depending on whereabouts the cancer actually is, I know it's.
I'm thinking it's probably her stomach.
Yeah.
Because she's had abdominal surgery.
Yeah, but if it's her kidneys or her liver that's doing it, there'll be a lot of repercussions for it. Even if they've managed to get all the cancer out.
That's why she said that they said the chemotherapy is as a precautionary measure rather than actual. So it looks like they've got it all, but just to be on the safe side, they're going to blast her with some chemo. So even now, you're not going to see her for a while then.
No.
Because she's going to lose her hair, isn't she? Unless it's only a light chemo, she should be alright. But still, something like that, it should have been kept behind closed doors. Let them do that fight personally rather than publicly.
I hope Delicaro, mate. How we doing? Hate cancer fought that fight in 2022. Obviously, I want him still here. But it was a tough fight. I agree.
The thing that started my kidney problems out was a cancerous cyst on my
That's
left.
what I think it is. They've
on my
probably
left
found
kidney.
like a cyst or a ulcer
Mm.
on her stomach, because that's what my auntie had. She lived in Spain and they give her a scan and her and said she had a stomach ulcer. They recommend she come over to back to the UK and get treatment because it'll be quicker and it won't cost her as much. And then while she was waiting for the surgery to look at the ulcer, it burst and it was a cancerous ulcer. It just spread cancer cells all over her stomach. I'm so confused what these two are talking about. Are you?
Oh, Danny.
Danny and Jules?
Did you not know Danny's setting his own channel up? Yeah, Danny's setting his own channel up. When I get to 600 subscribers, Danny's going it alone.
Bye,
You?
YouTube. I'll stick to Twitch.
Yeah, this is the thing. I really want if Everton go down, I want Harrison to go down with him, since he just couldn't stand being with Leeds, couldn't wait, and he really wants to stay with Everton. He can go right down with them. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, no, I reckon it is. If they do go down, he's going to be like, take me back, Leeds. No.
Yeah, no. Him and his mom can just stay away.
It's
I don't know
not
from both of them.
The problem there is going to be that if Everton go down, they're not going to be able to fortify.
That's true.
But like Jess was saying, though, it's going to be hard for the fans that have got like season tickets and stuff. But I'm still going to laugh. Because Karma's a bitch. They've got away from it for too long. And this whole Leicester thing, are they dragging their feet?
Cool.
I think they're not cooperating based on what Kels was saying. They're not turning over their books. There's been all these delays, so they're not cooperating the way that like Forest have cooperated. And
Yeah, see, I caught the Forest one just when I was scanning through X when I was having some downtime, and the bloke that covered it turned and said they reckon they only got 4 points because they've cooperated from the start. They've given everything that they've been asked for. They haven't dragged their feet. They haven't argued with the point deduction or anything like that. That's why they got such a low point deduction. But then again, Everton got 6 points back, didn't they, from their 10-point deduction?
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's complaining, you have to go, well, hang on a minute. Everton, yeah, they've given Forest 4 points, but they cooperated. But then also Everton got 4 points after you kicked off like a massive child because you got 10-point deduction. Like, damn, it's like, ugh. Like I said, it's too little, too late. It's been exploited too much to the point now. Like I said, there's all these top clubs got to take other clubs a long time to catch up to that level of spending. There's no way they can sell them because then again they'll be in the breach.
That is true.
Oh, was it? Yeah, sorry. Pornox 6, yeah. Hey,
I don't know where Jamie is. I haven't seen Jamie for ages. I hope Jamie's alright. Seen Jamie for a while.
Maybe his granddaughter's not very well again.
Yeah, maybe. Big up to Jamie. Sending much love to Jamie.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me though, Danny, if Everton fans have complained that Forest only got 4 points. Lee, they will. Man City will get away with it, guaranteed.
Well, I think that part of it was the issue. All of those charges with City
It's not
is
FFP,
not
is it? It's someone
necessarily
else, isn't it?
FFP, right? It's not violating FFP. It's something else. It's those offshore accounts. So I don't know that it's FFP violations are going to get them on now. Chelsea, I don't. Have there been any charges for Chelsea? I don't think so.
Not as
No.
far as I'm aware.
The only thing they've done with Chelsea is what you said about them stopping the possibility of 8-year contracts.
Yeah, those crazy amortization rules, which is how they were getting around FFP.
8-year contracts.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because then they could
Wow.
amortize the transfer fees over 8 years and keep them under. It would keep them under the FFP, the what is it, 105 million pound loss over the 3-year period. So if they'd amortize, they'd take these crazy long contracts and amortize them over the length of the contract. You stay well under the limit. But the Premier League changed that rule in December. You can now only amortize over 5 years. So, I mean,
What's
these
Man
8-year
City
contracts
done
are crazy.
The thing with Man City, though, I think, I'm probably wrong, I usually am, but I think with Man City, it's not the Premier League that's going after them. It's
that? Of course,
UEFA.
isn't it?
It's UEFA. And so, like I said earlier on, even if they do get done, I think the only thing they'll get is a huge fine and expelled from European competition probably for 5 years, something like that.
But didn't that happen before? Have they been expelled before?
They got a year
Yeah.
before, and then they went to court. It was supposed to be 3 years, I think, and they went to
Yeah,
court.
that's the thing. I heard. I know they got 3 years initially, but obviously they went to court, didn't they?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with the big teams. It seems to be when they get punished for their own actions, they kick a fuss and see if they get a more reduced punishment. It should be if they get punished, they shouldn't have. They should not. Oh well, that's not fair, and then get reduced. They should say, suck it up and deal with it, rather than go to court. And then they have to sit. They have to put the foot down and say, look, we're not changing our mind. This is your punishment.
Mm.
Well, as far as I know, all the Premier League clubs agreed on these rules.
Yes, that was actually, yeah. And I know that the reducing the amortization from 8 down to 5 years, that was actually a vote. So
That's
the
good then.
majority of clubs voted that rule in, and I think really it was just to get back at Chelsea.
Yeah, that little dig at Chelsea is like, yeah, here we go.
So, I really do.
I caught some of the Wales game the other day, but I missed the last goal. Got out on me. I'm like, oh, typical. I come off and Dan James comes on. Because I'm sat there counting how many Leeds players were actually starting. I'm like, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Oh, no James. I had to find something to do on freaking time while I went outside farmhouse. Oh. And little Archie, I'm watching the game coming down motorway. And I missed the Archie goal as well.
Oh,
I'll probably go watch. Oh, go away, Danny. Are you going to make up now for a week that I've not been on?
Oh, yes.
Get it all out now before I watch on tomorrow.
Looking forward to that watch along tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good to get back into the swing of things again. As much
Get
as I
streaming
enjoyed
back
the
on
break,
Twitch.
yeah, as much as I enjoyed the break, I'm like, I need to get back to normality. No,
Oh, but-
hurdy in the farmhouse.
Would you like to be a lucky charm? Lucky charm. Would you
Do
take
you know
that
what,
for a
though?
lucky charm?
The accent wasn't as strong as I anticipated. You know, you get some really strong, thick. But no, really lovely. They were so polite, so friendly. Went to main Sligo's St. Patrick's Day parade. Exactly, we're kicking off. No one batted an eyelid. They just stood there, let him, because obviously it was a bit loud, and I let his ear defenders back. And they're just not, like over some talk, some roll their eyes, give you dirty looks. Not a single thing. Oh my god. No, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Please, leave me alone.
I'm trying to sell it myself.
Don't do this, please.
I've lost
Not
track of what I
wrong,
was
though.
saying now. Yeah, so we went back into Sligo town centre after, because obviously they had the St Patrick's Day the next day as a class as a bank holiday for them, so everywhere was shut. So we went back into main city again. This gentleman had Irish St Patrick's Day massive cap on. Literally, exactly walked past him. I think exactly must have said hello to him, and he took the hat off and gave it to Zach. Literally, I went, "Here you go, young man." Give him his hat. I'm like, wow. Best part, whereas at the museum, Zachary got up the escalator. This bloke had walked around and gone, Leeds to him because he had a Leeds United top on. He went proper buzzing, bless his little cotton. He's looking at me like, what? Like, he said Leeds to you. He's like, oh yeah, like that to him. I'm like, oh, bless his little cotton socks.
Aw.
Super friendly. I'm really shocked how friendly they are. They were helpful and friendly as well. Views, oh my god, the views are amazing. So many photos. Can you upload them? You have watched Me and Me, would you, Jules?
Where's the American from? Fucking America, obviously. That was me That was me on Sunday. Obviously, just answered your fucking question, haven't you, you tool? Yeah, it's really nice integrating with you all. Me and Danny are always in Tottenham chat, and Kells joins us. And I went on Tells last night and did a little bit. I were on Jordan's today doing a little bit. So
Yeah, hi,
I am getting
Jordan.
myself out.
I'll check you out another day. I've been feeling rotten.
Your mum will like Jordan. He's very positive. He's Jordan. He's got a really really nice channel. I did a bit with him today actually, and I really enjoyed it. Really nice lad. Big up to Jordan. He's a nice lad.
But yeah, is Jordan
I don't like it. Yeah, Jordan's Liverpool. Your mum will get on with him just nicely.
I missed it. I came home and Russell goes to me, have you seen your controversy England top? I'm like, no. So he goes, Google it. So I Googled and I'm like, what? What have they done? What have they done? I'm like, wow, I've really missed a lot, haven't I? And also someone said to me, don't buy the New England t-shirt. And I'm thinking, why? Now I know why.
Yeah.
Nike again. It seems to be Nike seems to be the ones that are causing issues.
I'll get Stacey to send you it after stream, Danny.
I'll send it now because I've got it on my phone. Me.
Yeah, Stacey can do it. There you go.
Which one for the
just for no Saturday Night Live.
live one?
Yeah, Saturday Night Live. Me and Kells is gonna do that tomorrow. Yeah, I've seen that. England's a little bit like Marmite. I'm doing it because it's a watch along and it keeps us all busy. But do I get an orgasm over watching England? To be blunt.
No, Saka neither. He's pulled out as well.
We've called that Manu, a Panther from Manchester United. Here, your boys America did it last night, Renee. Smoked Jamaica right at end. Oh, Jordan, we gutted it with America, and Jamaica won it last night in your nations. Oh, and they were losing, you know. Scored it 96 minutes from a corner, didn't it, America? I don't know if you follow your national team.
Danny, I've sent you a link. Do you want to send it to Colin? I don't think I've got Colin's number.
Kels will send it to Colin, don't worry.
Let me know if you've got it.
I've already sent Colin the link for tomorrow night.
Cole's got link for and anybody else that would like to join us tomorrow, you are more than welcome to jump on screen. Oh no, this troll that we had on here, he would a work of art, mate. He would a work of art.
Well, Danny said, brother's just got back into Leeds from Amsterdam. He went down the red light district area. I said, go look down for me, you know what I mean? Let me know what it's like. He got chased twice.
Oh no.
Twice he got chased by a woman. Not because he was doing something dodgy. They tried to get him in, and because he said no, they started chasing him to get him to come into one of the brothels. I'm like, oh no, my brother can get chased in Amsterdam.
We are family. There's no end of surprises.
I swear to God. Right. Send it to Russell.
Is Russell doing quiz for tomorrow? Grace is looking like. Fucking hell, I hope he has. Or somebody's going to be getting a fucking quiz book out and reading. We're starting a new one soon. Virtual darts.
Yeah, I can't back into
Virtual
that
darts.
one.
Yeah. We're all buying dartboards. And on a Saturday, once every month, we're going to have darts. Virtual darts. You buy a dartboard, you hook it up to your webcam, and you play 501.
Ah, so not actual physical darts then.
Yeah. Proper darts, dartboard.
I'm gonna kill him.
Proper darts and a dartboard. Yeah, of course. I do. There you go.
Oh, so Colin's got the link. You got it, Danny? Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah, I see it.
I hope so, Lee. It'd make my fucking year if he goes to Manchester United.
That would be pretty hilarious.
See Piggy cutting his chair up when Southgate,
Right.
Borgate gets put in charge.
But can actually play for the main team with the match
Yeah, why?
playing yesterday for under 21s. Is there no
Yeah.
limitations for that? With him already
No.
being in the quad. Oh, can you imagine that though? If he does the same like he did today, scores on his debut. Oh, buzzing for the lad.
Be good, wouldn't it?
He's gonna go for that lad.
Well, let's
Yeah, I know.
face it.
Southgate's
He's got
giving
it coming.
Southgate's mentioned him saying he's a potential one to come up, which is good. But then again, he's a bit young though, isn't he? Some of these teams can be pretty brutal.
Colin's got a good point now that Owen played for England at 17. He did.
Mm.
I always remember that goal he scored against Argentina, Colin. Do you not follow your nation in America, Renee? As in, you know, your national team, no?
Not really. I mean, I'll watch when it's World Cup time, but not really.
Not your thing.
Not really. No,
She just likes watching the Leeds lads.
indeed.
And we sound like Jordan. Jordan said indeed a lot today, indeed.
Really?
I've missed that. Shut up, Jess. I'm waiting for that.
And I missed you all.
Oh,
You've been missed this week. Just for noise, if no else.
That's nice to
No,
hear.
I'm
Isn't it?
messing.
We missed you
No,
because
we've
you're loud.
actually missed you. We have actually missed you this week. Renee, what's the sports you follow in USA apart from Leeds? And I'm just going to nip to the toilet. I will be 2 minutes.
I watch American football. I love American football, so especially college football.
Oh, that.
I'm a big Auburn fan,
Oh.
so yeah. So that was my first love is American football.
I don't understand the rules of American football.
I'll have
Just
to explain it.
confuses
We would have to sit down and watch together, and I can explain it as
Yeah,
as
no.
on.
I watched the Super Bowl, and I'm like, I'm messaging Rob, and I'm like, what? This is brutal. It's fun.
Yeah.
The only thing that annoyed me was the constant stopping play.
Yes, and that's hard coming from
I'm like, right.
coming from soccer then to football, which stops a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, it's brutal. It's fun. It looks. I like a bit of violence. You know what I mean?
It is a violent sport. That is true.
Yeah, I'm like, I've got to play on catch up. I'm playing catch up early on all my YouTube stuff. So I've got to catch up on my TV shows now.
So you have a lot of watching to do.
I do. No, I think I just got to catch up on NCIS. I love the NCIS. I missed that. And there's any new documentaries on YouTube about crime.
Yeah, you're on it, including Danny Rumsey. Premiering.
Yeah.
His shagwagon's back from Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, not a single issue with that VW. Went there,
Yeah.
no issue. Back, not a single issue. Oh, excuse me, I've been down in pop because I've got
I
some
know.
bad in my mouth. But thing is, my dad said because there's so many potholes in Belfast, I kid you not. Oh my god. You thought the UK bad for potholes? Wow. So I have to go get tracking slot. I have to go get tracking slot down on the thing to because there were that many potholes, and there weren't small potholes neither. There were quite big ones. Like yo, so you like look at the nice scenery, you hit a pot, and you go, nah.
Renee, what's bigger, football, basketball, or baseball?
Football.
Football.
Football in America is number one by far.
By far,
Well, I had a guy on the other day, actually, Renee, and he was from Texas, didn't we, Kels? We had another
Yeah,
Texan on the other day. Yeah, you wanted to stream that night, actually. He lives in mountains somewhere, didn't he, Kels? He's from Tottenham. What were they called? American Tottenham or something? Yeah.
something like that. American Tottenham, and he
Aw.
blind it
He
for
lives-
Rennie then.
from the description.
I know he's
again,
married.
he lives sort of not
Aww.
that far away from you, but more in the
In
main.
middle.
in-
Did he say like in middle? Yeah.
Okay.
Texans are starting to follow you in now.
I'm missing new people. I'm missing out drama.
Yeah, there's been quite a few new faces coming in and out of chat
We
all
should
week,
go
to be
more
fair.
often.
And we did some really scarce watch-alongs, and we did all right on views on them, me, Kels and Colin, to be fair. It's not been a bad week all round, to be fair. And then Stacey comes back.
And then he goes, he just goes, "Hmm."
And then I met her. No,
Yeah.
my views do all right. My views and my channel does just nicely if certain people left it alone.
And you don't mean me.
No, actually, I don't mean you there.
The one thing
Not
I
on this
missed is
occasion.
shut up, Olive. You go in, Naomi. You're supposed to be on my side, you.
She's Olive, though, ain't you? You are Olive, Stacey.
Yeah.
We've missed this. No, I've missed Shut Up, Jess. I haven't heard it from ages. She hasn't told me off for ages.
I know. I need to hear her tell Russell off.
Yeah, I haven't told Russell
about-
off in a while. Although Russell needs to come back on because he was awesome when we had our
Yeah,
troll.
well,
He was
now I'm back
amazing.
on. Down a bit more now. Now I'm back.
He was
Oh,
amazing.
he was straight on, wasn't he? No hanging
Oh, yeah.
fire. He was straight on with Russell.
Yeah, but he's used my soap on it, so you can just click on it. It's nothing about it.
You're drunk every day. Don't even fucking come at Colin. You see you sat on the sofa laughing.
I've had on all day. I literally, it's Jess messaged me asking to pop in, and I was about to get my pajamas on. I had to get my clothes off. I was just feel so.
Kels, you ready? You ready? Who's this? Fucking
Colin,
hell.
Colin. You don't have to. You have to say his name. It was the actions you just did. I just knew it was Colin.
That air on were fucking beauty with him
It
on
was the
Sunday.
air horn, yeah.
He went,
Right. When was this?
so this was Saturday night, this when he fell asleep, right, and I put air on it, and he just sat back up and he went, and started having this conversation and went for another 2 hours, did Colin. But he was fast asleep. Ash Rennie, he was snoring, he was
He was snoring.
going.
Oh, I need to go back. Hang on a minute.
Yeah. No, where's the chew? Where's the chew?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Colin,
Why-
I got you. You know you fell asleep.
Off on it. I popped on. I was exhausted. Then.
Saturday was the probably most structured show and earliest finish we've had in a long time on. There were a lot of football chat on Saturday, a real lot of football chat, but
Right,
I suppose that's what you get when you get different fans. He did. I think it was Rennie that called it. She went, Colin, are you snoring? But he put me, I think it was Rennie and Kells, and I'm like, looking at him, he's shouting, he's like,
I'm gonna go find this. Got it all up.
sat with that Oasis hat on, going.
Oh, he was just sliding.
And then he just went, yeah? What's happened? Did he fucking sleep? That's what's happened. I hadn't have that.
No,
Yeah.
I did right. Let me just mute it.
Oh, you can hear him snoring. You better believe. I don't like Colin. No, it's true.
That's what I went on. Gotta look rough there, man. Oh, you can tell I've been travelling all day. Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah, you were on with us last Saturday, weren't you?
Yeah, for a little bit, not much. My granddad was sat next to me.
Oh, that's right.
So I was on, but I muted it. I muted the camera because the granddad, bless him, we're all exhausted. We were travelling from like 3 o'clock. Then obviously we got to Liverpool and then we got to where we was. Me. You see? That's it, Rennie. He was like, no, I'm not saying no. Kelsey and Jess are like, me.
Ziggy Stardust. Saying a fucking one, his biggest laugh of us all.
So we're making it up for a week I've not been on. Right, let's have a look.
Biggest dick of them all and all, to be fair. Saying them all. That's what we like to see, mate.
Yay! That's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. If people left us alone and was left us to graft, we'd be all good, mate. Nice
If you
ones,
noticed
even
before I
better.
came on, how the MOT that were on, quite a few, I'm like, Donnie's like, safe.
Yeah, we have to now. It's
Yeah.
bad. It is bad, but then again, it has been all quiet on the Western Front this week. So I'd say if we're all quiet on 2 streams we've got tomorrow, I think we've what's the word? Done our job for the week.
And maybe we'll be.
Oh, yeah, right. So I'm looking at it now. You can see he's actually starting to drop off. It's like, live reaction of me watching Colin drop off on your stream on Saturday, Jess.
It's lucky. It's good fun, isn't it? No, that's all we aspire to doing is give a bit of laughter, and we do football and we do a lot of other things. But if it helps people's mental health, loneliness, then we've succeeded in doing what we're trying to do on this channel. And if you don't like it, just politely turn yourself around and don't come in. You don't have to be rude and nasty about it.
What are you calling?
It was steaming.
Mashed. Because you can see he's going like that and he's shifting because he knows he's falling asleep, so he's shifting himself. Oh, it's so adorable. He's like that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, Colin, if I were on, I would have been taking this. I'm sorry.
We did. I haven't clipped that yet, Colin. Don't you worry about that. That's going on. That's going on when I get to 1,000 subscribers. On memories are going back through streams. 100%. That's a you being framed. £250 video. That fucker. The good one. And if you don't know you being framed, it's ready. Go watch Jeremy B do it. You'll see what I mean.
I'm
My
sorry,
voice is gone.
I shouldn't laugh, but this is funny. I fall asleep once, and Jess, I'm like that, and you woke me up, and then you kick me off and then go to bed.
Renee copped for me, not last Saturdays, but Saturdays before stream. I were going. I had one eye open slightly. She copped for me. I were drifting. I wasn't snoring, Cole, but I were drifting. 100% drifting. See, I wouldn't mind going to Jamaica where Jordan is. Where Jordan lives looks like a nice place where Jordan lives. Looks like a nice carefree society in Jamaica.
Yeah, but I'd melt. I'd proper melt.
So would I.
I'd get off.
I could just sit there.
Son!
I could just sit outside with a reefer and just have a nice cigarette. Oh, it'd be beautiful.
I wouldn't.
Sit in a hammock. Just smoking away. I'd love to go to Jamaica.
Kind of pointless for me.
I could swing in a hammock.
Yeah, do that.
Well, we could swing on you for free.
Oh, right. See, right at the point now, he's dropped off. He keeps dropping off and waking back up again.
Oh, yeah. He were nodding for a good while, we're calling. You better believe. See what I mean? Like, you don't get this on anybody else's streams, do you? Me and Rennie watched it back over the night. Bear in mind, first time me and Rennie have ever watched a stream back together. And we actually think it's better than soaps because what we watched were hilarious. Danny sat eating a fucking spare rib live on stream, and I were doing commentary with it. And I swear to God, me and her nearly pissed ourselves laughing. It was that funny. Oh my God.
So Jordan is a Liverpool. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Jordan's channel. Just realised.
Good.
See, I've just seen your cop for him. Smirk on your face when you realise you were asleep.
I was resting my eyes for 5 seconds.
This is what I'm seeing from you. You're going, and then you're shifting, and then you're going.
You might as well get yourself a recliner, Colin, because how far you fucking lean back.
Oh, yeah.
Told you. Come in tomorrow. See, she's confident in falling asleep. Jordan's tomorrow, DiCario, fucking madhouse. Yeah, and then he wakes up and goes, huh? Do, 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 do. Hiya. Hi, guys. Hey, you guys. I'm here. I'm still here.
You William, what's his name? I don't know his real name. El Tel.
Oh, Jose. Jose. Mm. We tried to ask for.
That was some power snooze. That he's up and at him again.
Yeah, but what makes me laugh with him is he's nodding off. And then he comes back to life. It's like the fucking spirits re-rosen and Colin's back from the dead. He just and then starts going for another 2 hours.
He definitely clipped that.
Here, you better believe that stream on Sunday that we were just all sat backstage having a chill. All of a sudden, Colin comes out the fucking stars in your eyes smoke. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? Oh, I've been sighted. Doorbell ringing and I'm thinking, who was that? All of a sudden, Colin just comes out the fucking shadows. Hey, guys. Yeah, because they have a doorbell that rings when you come into StreamYard. Goes ding dong. So I can hear somebody backstage. Yeah, mine does. My headphones tell me when there's somebody backstage, yeah.
Ooh, didn't know that. I'm after that next
Colin's more like off of Fools and Horses, you know, them doorbells that he's selling. Fucking hell, he were like the Risen of the Black Lagoon. Colin rises from the sands.
So after you, I'm going
Absolute legend.
the bloke that falls asleep on a stream.
Well,
Sorry,
if
Colin,
anything,
really.
you can safely say that there's no stream like my stream. If nothing else. That's why people must be jealous. They want what we've got.
God, down 3 cans of porter.
There you go.
You've down 3. That's Kelsey's allowance for day.
Oh. I think it's because I feel so rough. I also think I'm dehydrated. I thought my sea legs were good until coming back. I'm like, oh.
Hey, you'll always have a place in here, mate. We're very welcoming to every community. You always be welcome in here, mate. You don't have to find a place. You've already got a place, mate. There's a difference.
Even if you're a scum fan, you're still welcome.
Yeah. We'll take the banter. We ain't adding him on. Look, Kelsey's on Berry. Here, I'm on this. Renee, did you get this in America? Look, this is an American one.
I haven't seen it, but I don't drink energy drinks, so I'll have to look.
Look,
See, I wouldn't
definitely
regard
American, isn't it?
It looks American. The nutritional label looks American.
The nutritional label clearly screams American.
Yeah.
It says here, right? Do not exceed 2 servings in any 24 hours. I've already had 2 cans of these and 3 Red Bulls.
Definitely American then.
Lying?
You're not sleeping tonight then, Jess?
I never sleep bleeding any night. Why do you think I've been getting so good at thumbnails?
Oh, I messaged you, Danny. I got in Liverpool at 6:30,
You go.
and I think I messaged in Danny while I was in pub. And he asked if I messaged you. I said, no, she's probably still asleep.
I went up early this morning. I did what?
I'm like,
No, I went up early this morning. I did well. I went to Butcher's and got some nice homemade steak pie, some lamb chops for over the weekend, a bit of steak, and did 10 thumbnails and got all them prepped and ready for weeks, so that we're all in front, and it's just easy for us to just jump on stream.
Well, I've come back. Ash informed me the other day that today she'll buy me a takeaway because she knows I'm going to be too exhausted to cook. And tomorrow she's making me a roast chicken dinner. I'm like, that'll do.
There you go.
Somebody gonna cook me some food. I want somebody to come. I want Renee to do me some quesadillas.
No,
Quesadillas?
can I do you
Quesadillas?
some?
Are we right? Yes!
Well, she's asked if she can stay for a
Oh,
couple of
can
days
I
because
cook you
her
some?
mum's moving and her aunt is coming up, so she's going to be staying with her in Ash's room. So she's staying for a couple of days.
Sure, a legend actually of it last week on Game Show. She really was.
Oh no, she messaged me. Russell
There you
pissed
go.
her off. They were supposed to share the questions.
Oh, well, Russell did make a quick exit, to be fair.
Yeah, because he pissed her off. They were supposed to share the questions and she was messaging me. What? Kick his ass? I'm in Ireland, I can't do anything. I'm too far away.
Out spiders. Still
Oh, fine.
alive.
One malted. One of malted. Like
You missed a right one on fucking tells last night. So Jose's, I went on Jose's channel last night and it was keep, sell, or bench. She does this kind of show.
Yeah.
And it was spiders, snakes, and wasps.
Keep spiders.
It was sell spiders. No, yeah, go over and subscribe to Jose. I went on there yesterday. We're good channel. Yeah, we're good. I enjoyed that yesterday. Renee bobbed her nose in right and seen Renee there. Back in Biddy. Back in the Leeds community girl. That's what it is.
Go on.
Trying to branch this channel. We're going global now.
Yeah, going global.
Get a couple on from Australia. I know that this guy's in Australia. He needs to come on Saturday
Yeah,
night.
he is from Australia. He is from Australia.
Look.
Whereabouts
He
in
needs to come on
Australia?
Saturday.
Please tell me
I know he
whereabouts in
lives-
Australia. The spider enthusiast in me needs to know.
Cass of beer.
That's a bee.
I love Scooby.
There you go.
Oh, it was a Scum fan. She
Scum
said
fan.
Manchester United. And then everybody's welcoming here. Grimsby Town, Newport County, whoever you
Yeah.
support, everybody's welcoming here.
I'm going Leeds
Everybody.
United, Man United. It's the.
There's only one channel that's not welcoming in. It's called Mr. Ziggy FC. Other than that, there's nobody else that's unwelcome.
Not bad blood.
I'm just glad I wasn't on because I would have lost my shit.
I said this to Reddy backstage. I said he's come off of it quite lightly this week. I said because if Stacey had been on it, I thought I were bad.
Yeah.
You'd have been roadkill.
It would have been roadkill because I've obviously been travelling 24 hours more or less. I was exhausted. And when I'm really, really tired, I get really snappy, really.
Yeah, but you only come in and troll Leeds, Stacey, if Leeds lost. And Leeds didn't lose. So he was a really bad troll. And he slipped within 10 minutes. Renee being generous. He knew too much. He knew about me and Renee and Kels and Danny and the Danny boy and some of the other stuff that was said. It were quite personal.
Naomi will back me up on this one. She's heard me lose her shit before. I think I've lost my shit with Russell on the stream. He was on stream, and I lost my shit with him on stream.
Kels lost a shit though. Kels, I've never ever seen Kels, even in the time that I know we're at Kate's right, even in chat a swear word, and he even got Kels's go up. So you know that when Kels is offended, that's where it's gone. You know that. But I won't say I helped matters, but in hindsight, I'm glad I did what I did because now people know that we won't stand for that kind of shit.
Well, at
And
the end of the day,
my guests mean a lot to me. Rennie, Kels, and you are like sisters to me, and I will not have people insult
well, look
people.
at the whole Richard
I only
thing.
need to find it. But Richard owned his shit and come on, right? Richard went in chat shooting his mouth off, right? And whether you like Richard or not, he had the bollocks to come on. No, but that one, yeah, but that Richard, he was irrelevant because he was removed after 2 comments. He was gone. This guy was persistent and he kept going and kept going and kept going. And instead of, look, for me, Stace, if it was a troll that didn't know any of us, they would have shown their face and owned their shit like that Richard Roth did. He came on, he was spouting and he came on and showed his face. This guy didn't show his face, but he was shouting this stuff because he knew we knew him.
That's what Danny caught me up afterwards. He actually, like he said, he actually rang me, and what you lot was all talking about backstage, and how someone got a little bit upset, and you all by the end of it, you got you all cheered you up in the end of it. You got you all smiling. If that would have flashed my boobs, you would have been frightened to death then.
I think most days because a troll that comes in that's a generalised troll would not come in with that kind of shit until it felt too personal. But in hindsight, we as a community stuck together and we've weeded that troll out and we are very full of aware of what's going on, and we won't let anybody spoil this channel of what it is in the community base. People like Stu and Lee, Danny, yourselves, and other people that come on. Hey up, Jamie, how we doing?
Well, I thought it was we were talking, weren't we? We thought it was. And then when Danny said, "Can I tell Nate Tallman?" I was like, "Fuck off." And then he rang me the next day and explained his thinking. And it all made sense afterwards. I'm like, yeah. See, what's his? How do you think you pronounce that dude's name? The Australian.
Don't do it. But my pronunciations are.
Karu.
Rennie, over to you, because I'll butcher it, me. I know what I'm like.
I don't know. Is it Dikaru?
Dikaru?
Sounds like
I
an
don't want
anime.
to say somebody's name wrong, and I'm bloody looking at thingy. Big up to
This
Dicaro.
person's
He's
on
in
the
from.
stream. What's your real name? What should be his real name?
I know he's over in Tottenham a hell of a lot. I know there's a massive time difference because he was in Tells last night. Like, but it's always nice to attract new people and let people come back because they enjoy what we offer. And I think that's a nice thing. Like, I'll be honest with you, Renee, and I said it to Kels, and Kels will back me up. I don't mind saying it. I said to Kels on Monday, I said, well, I don't think Renee will join us again. I said, and I really hope that isn't the case. I said,
Because
because
you were quiet for a bit. That's why I thought that might have been the reason why you were quiet for a bit.
I was worried because I didn't want it to offend her. No, but I didn't want her to feel like she couldn't come back on here now. And
Yeah.
I did say it to Kels the other day, didn't I, Kels, when I rang you up?
Yeah,
I
you
very
did.
rarely ring Kels outside of YouTube. We always speak on WhatsApp, on Messenger. And it was the first time I'd rang Kels, and we had a really good chat on Monday. We're discussing football and other general stuff. But I did say I had this worry that on Friday it might end up just being me and Kels because Renee felt put off by it. And I thought, and then I said to Kels, I don't want my actions as well because I probably didn't help it and fueled it a little bit more for Renee to think Jess don't actually have my back and she would allow me to be insulted on stream. And you know that ain't the case at all.
No, that it didn't come across that way at all. I just felt bad because I felt like I attracted it, and I felt really guilty about that.
You're not responsible
No,
for
you're
someone
not.
else's actions.
No.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You can't be responsible for somebody. This is why I say to you, it wasn't a troll that was from any other team or generalised troll. It was somebody that
No.
personally went for
No, it
Danny.
was personal.
Yeah, well, and it's not a very nice.
And some of the
But
things Danny pointed out to me
What
in the
about
phone
if
call,
anybody-
Mhm.
thinking back, because I've not actually gone back to watch it yet. Again,
Mhm.
made sense. Because it, by the looks of things, they may have been that person's been on the stream before. Because otherwise, why would he only show certain part of his wall, not his face? And what sounded like disguising his voice as best as he could. But when he got angry, the accent slipped.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I do agree with that.
I
Again,
think we're
do not talk about this stream when
95%
I'm on.
sure
I
who it
will,
is.
I will go for your balls, mate. I will make you regret the day you were born. Right, what's your real name?
Must be his real name, Dicaro, because Jose ever calls him that. Jose always calls him Dicaro. Have you got a nickname?
Guaranteed his nickname's probably worse than his actual name, and we're going to screw that one up as well.
Dicaro. I think I'm about right.
I've got 19 tarantulas. I want to know where in Australia you are. Because I want to know. Because
Yeah, Scooby. It's right, is that right?
what's the next pub we're going in?
We're doing watch along for it, Jamie, but I'm looking forward to seeing Brazil.
See, the thing
What
is,
about
right,
England?
Jamie, I'm a pushover sometimes, but you push me to if you piss me off to the extreme.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it from anime then?
So,
David. Can we call you David then? Because that's not the name I'm going to forget.
that sounds nice, living in Japan for half a decade.
Hmm.
You should join us on stream. If you've got a webcam on that, you're more than welcome to join us tomorrow. It's a community stream tomorrow. Anything goes tomorrow.
So,
You know,
are
within
you
reason.
from Japan or are you actually from Australia?
Who knows he are? You do you want his fucking name and address and telephone number?
Japan? Come on, have you seen Japan?
Well, we won't last there. Me and you, we wouldn't even get into Japan, never mind all that's a book. Me and you, Rennie and Kels would get in there, sophisticated ladies. Me and you. In fact, no, this is how it needs to be on screen. We play Celebrity Squares. The two ladies at the top and the two delinquents at bottom. Me and you.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that one.
Rennie is the lady of the house, and so is Kels. 100%. 100%. And soon, we're going to be playing the darts.
Darts? You play darts?
Yeah, we're going to be
Can I
darting
join?
it.
'Cause I'm actually good.
No.
Why?
Steve, you scruffy bitch! Do you know what I mean? We haven't missed that neither. Do you know what I mean? Fucking don't we know your back? Fucking royally at its finest. This lady here. This lady this side. Fucking lady. Point to her. This lady at this side. Fucking legend.
Mum, you know
With
I'm
Mister.
smoking anyway.
I'm just a manoid. I'll leave it at that.
I'm embarrassed.
Rennie's thinking, fucking hell, my ears have had a rest for the week. Now you fucking bat. Fuck off.
Sorry, Renee.
It's good. No, it's good. I don't have my headphones on, so I'm good.
Yes, Rennie.
Typical. So, food route and sushi.
Colin's on being again. What about Japanese vodka, Colin?
I could not find that vodka. I could not find that vodka anywhere.
Well, no wonder called Muff Vodka.
Muff vodka. I'm gonna have to order some off Amazon.
Muff Vodka.
Well, at least I
Well,
got
do
to
you
do
know
my
what?
bucket list anyway. So I'm happy with
Speaking
that.
from the lady that's had the old Muff out live on telly, speak
Yeah.
to Stacey. It's an own branded vodka.
No, but at
Muff
least
and
I got to
overloads,
try.
Muff.
I said to my mum, one thing I was on my list to do when I got to Ireland was the Irish coffee. Went into this old, proper Irish bar. It was dark and everything. I loved it. My mum and dad went there when they went up for the honeymoon. I chickened out asking, so I went, Mum, ask for me. Ask for me. I don't know if it was going to be offensive or not. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to offend them because it's that stereotypical Irish thing, they're all drunks and stuff. So my mum asked her, because she had a chicken shit, can she have an Irish coffee? She went, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, I didn't know if it was going to be offensive or she went, no. I'm like, phew. So it's
I
nice.
can't wait to see Colin playing darts. Fucking can I? He can't even sit up on a fucking evening, so I can't wait for Dolan to start playing darts. He's just got it wall. I've just put my telly through. Fucking hell, it's ended up in window, double eye, double floor. There won't be no one on board.
So you are from Australia then? No! My brother went to Amsterdam. He's just got back.
Stacey does. Stacey does. She's in window every night.
Yeah, that's the reason my brother got chased out the street because he didn't want him finding out my secret.
I'm from Wollongong.
What the fuck that were all about?
That's that. You get on well in there. All them creepy crawlers you have in your house, spider and snakes. You might as well go live in Australia. Fucking hell.
19.
Just go to her house, mate, because she's got spiders, snakes. It's like home from home, love. Just walking down and you've got all the tarantulas on show. Lovely fucking snake in bed next to her. I'm not into her husband neither.
Ignore the mess of the bedroom and it tidy up, but see if I can get him on the screen.
And it certainly ain't through the keyhole in Stacey's house.
Nice big cage.
Do you know what I mean?
He's there. Oh, hang on.
All I can see is plug socket. We missed Stacey and Sugar all in Ireland for a week.
It was nice back to normality though. Looking forward to going to bed properly and just curling up and going to sleep.
I don't even Rennie when she's got to do all that packing up.
Oh.
Is Mum and Dad going to come and help you, Rennie? Come over?
My Pat's going to come and help like the middle of April. We're going to do some yard sales and try and do cleaning out and then packing. And then my dad's going to come when it's actually time to load up the truck. And we're going to hire some guys to help because neither he and I can really lift the heavy stuff anymore. So we're going to hire some guys to help load. And then my dad's going to drive the truck and I'm going to drive my car. And
Have you found somewhere to live yet?
I'm going to have to live with them while I wait for this house to sell because I can't cover both the mortgage and rent. What's that?
She's not homeless.
No, thank goodness. But it's like a 2-hour drive to work each way from where they live. So I think what I'm going to do is drive down. It sounds like the requirement is to be in the office 2 days per pay period, which is a 2-week period. So I think what I'll do is drive down like on a Sunday, spend the night at a hotel, work in the office Monday, Tuesday, and then drive back. And that'll be for that 2-week period rather than, you know what I mean? Like, I think that'll be easier because it's a 2-hour drive each way, which that's just such a long day.
I've done that. My mum's done so much driving. Well, my mum and dad done so much driving this week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's tiring. It really is.
I'm getting to bed. Passing out.
Moving. It was awful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wrap this stream up anyway, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up because we've got another probably late one tomorrow. Obviously, England and Brazil, and we've got Late Night Live, which is always a mad one. Yeah, fun. Make sure you're in tomorrow, Dicaro. That's a really good stream tomorrow night. Everybody comes on from everywhere, and we just have a bit of a
No
chat.
holds
And
barred kind of stream.
yeah, a bit of a bit more of a funny one, a bit not as polished as these Friday night streams.
Jess just wants to win the quiz again.
Yeah, 3
I'll,
weeks on trot.
Yeah. I'll find out from him in the morning or whenever he crawls out of bed.
I'll be over, Jordan. Don't worry. I'll bob in.
Big
Don't you worry about that.
I've got 3 bird-eaters. But I want a huntsman.
Yeah, I mean, all the animals are coming, but it's not fun. It's going to be a 2-day drive. I'm not looking forward to having to load everybody up in the car, pull everybody back out for the hotel, load everybody back up the next day. This whole moving thing is so stressful.
Yes, come on, Naomi. I'll be on. Russell will be on as well.
Everybody will be on tomorrow. It's like fucking family day out. You come tomorrow. It's like fucking carry on camping.
I won't look as rough neither.
Does that mean
Beauty's skin deep.
Does that mean Stacey is Barbara Windsor?
Well, they're knockers. Absolutely. Mind you, Olive wouldn't carry on camping though, to be fair, so she can be Olive, because Olive wouldn't carry on camping.
Yes, she was.
Oh, you see.
It's amazing what makeup and prosthetics can do.
Not just a pretty face, you see. Absolutely. Has anybody got anything else like to say before we wrap this stream up?
I don't think so. It will be, I will say, here's my parting thoughts on FFP. It would be really ironic if a rule that was meant to keep teams going financially ends up ruining a team and putting them into bankruptcy, which is what might end up happening to Everton because of all the points deductions. Now, wouldn't that be incredibly ironic and really sad for the fans?
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the only thing I'd feel sorry for is the fans. The club in general, I wouldn't. But for the fans, I would.
Yeah.
And it's they're going to suffer because of the club's monument.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my parting thoughts on FFP. That would just be the most ironic thing I can think of, you know.
I'd say Harry's playing GTA again.
Absolutely, yeah, he is. And obviously, if you guys have got anything that you'd like us to do, or you'd like us ladies to do as a topic, comment on this video, get your comments in, and give us some ideas. You've got a week because obviously Leeds United play next Friday, and we would be doing the ladies watch along for that anyway. But if you've got anything you'd like us to discuss, it don't even have to be Leeds United. It can be some at Tottenham. We will do our homework and try to include everybody in something you want to do, or a best Premier League XI or something like that. Let us know, guys. Top managers, get your comments in on video and let us know what you're thinking. But thank you to everybody that's joined the ladies tonight for this FFP special. It's been a really nice channel. Thank you very much to my guests that have joined me, Renee, Kels, Stacey. Check Kels out on all socials. Renee's on all socials as well. Stacey's on Twitch, the Mother Overlord 2, and a Sun Minute Kebab Overlord as well. Make sure you're checking these guys out. Make sure you're checking Jordan out. Go smash a subscribe for him. Obviously, my main man Lee, go check Lee out. Make sure you're button a subscribe on for Lee as well. So there's only one thing left to say. It's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from her.
Goodbye from me, Carol.
It's goodbye from me.
And we'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye, guys. Big up to you all. Make sure you're back tomorrow, live from 6:45, me and the girls. Big up, sleep well, don't have nightmares. I'll be back at 7:15. Make sure you're checking us out. Bye-bye. Thank you. And make sure we smash like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Bye-bye, guys.
Music.